We're out in the parking lot, getting into the truck. I'm not really saying anything because I'm really overwhelmed by her. I got to know her later. She was an extremely overwhelming, but he asked me what was wrong. I just blurted it out like I do most of my conversations like that, and just said, I am so sorry. I'm sorry if this is personal, but there's a woman. I described her. I said what it was that she needed to say. I couldn't tell you. This was 20 years ago. The whole time I'm not looking at him. We're just sitting in this truck. He's turned it on. By the time I look up, there aren't any more cars in the parking lot. It's literally just us sitting there in the snow. I don't know if I'm going to get a ride home. And I kind of looked over at him, and he was just kind of looking at me. He was like, was there anything else? Checked in with her, and I wasn't getting anything else. And I said, no, I don't think so. And he just said, thank you for sharing that with me. My mom died a few months ago, and it sounds like most of what you needed to say is for my dad, who's having a really hard time with the fact that she's died. And then we moved on with the rest of the evening. And the whole Christmas holiday was awesome. There wasn't any drama. It was like I had told him his sister had called and gave a message. The next morning, he asked if I'd be willing to talk to his dad. I did for about an hour, just relayed whatever it is she needed to tell him. Again, I don't remember the specifics. This was a really long time ago. But I've talked to a few people so far this year, and it's weird because I keep running into them, which means there's a pattern here. When we see patterns, that's usually a good indication there's something we're supposed to take away from it. In this particular pattern, I want to reiterate that if there's something you're concerned about doing or not doing, don't be afraid to take the leap. Sometimes the biggest thing standing in our way is us. That interaction that I had with him and his mom, who had taught me something really important. It isn't always about us. Sometimes it's about the other person and what they need to learn or what they need to hear or what they need to get from the interaction, not us. In this particular one, I think I probably got at least as much as they got, because it gave me a tiny grain of confidence for the next time that happened. Fortunately, it was part of my learning path. I didn't run into anybody who was crappy to me, made me feel bad, or told me I was nuts. So the feedback that I got was largely positive. But if I hadn't just done it, I would never have learned that. I was in the jewelry store yesterday. I'm starting a small little side hustle. I'll tell you about it later. It's nothing related to this. This woman just asked me if I she's like, do you make jewelry? I was standing in the jewelry, like the beading aisle, so I'm assuming that's why she asked. And I said, and we got to talking. She was saying how she didn't have the confidence to just sell her stuff. She showed me some of the things she made and asked me what I would charge. I told her, like, you should just go for it. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?